Hey guys, Crew Blind Wave, I am Eric.
Shane.
Rick.
And coming off not hot, it was a while ago, from watching episode 7 with Rick for the first time ever.
Yep.
We are now here with episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Sure, he's watched it several times since then.
The Last Jedi?
No, Force Awakens.
No.
Nope.
I still got my notes though.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is Rick's first viewing. Shane and I obviously have seen it many times. But it's the first time, so we're going to be following his lead, watching the movie. I can't wait to watch it. I watched it a bunch when it came out, especially when it came out like on Netflix and stuff, but I haven't seen it now for like a couple months, so let's see. What we got here? So make sure you guys are checking out the last movie we did, which was The Force Awakens reaction. You can find that. Rick and Calvin are catching up on the Clone Wars. Check those out.
It's great.
We're watching Resistance right now. By the time you guys are seeing this, we're probably watching Mandalorian too.
Oh, Mandalorian.
So check out us reacting to each and every episode of The Mandalorian.
This movie was voted on by our patrons over at patreon.com/blindwave.
Yeah. We actually don't have the Star Wars shirt. I don't know why we forgot to put it on.
Nope. I got this one though.
Make sure you check below. We have some merch there,
Yeah.
and we also have a Star Wars Blind Wave shirt. Check that out as well.
All right, so I say we just jump right into this. We're gonna have an awesome conversation at the end of the video. Let's watch.
There will be no surrender.
Hi, I'm holding for General Hux.
This is Hux. You and your friends are doomed. We will wipe your filth from the galaxy.
Okay, I'll hold.
Hello?
Hello? Yep, I'm still here.
That guy's face.
Can he hear me?
Hux?
He can.
He can.
Anything got anything?
He's insane.
Love the speed difference.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
great.
S-foil set.
His face, dude, always gets me. Sorry.
Why'd you laugh so hard?
It's funny.
That shot was like the T2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouldn't she be a set down to space?
There's a atmosphere
Got it.
shield through there, but it doesn't help with that.
Yeah. It's a bad day.
General, Supreme Leader Snoke is making contact from his ship.
Supreme Leader.
Oh
God.
my God!
It's very Saruman. Gandalf just
It is.
bam! It's not giving that easy. Came out here for a reason. It's them!
Yes.
Aaron's Bane.
That's where they're from. It's gonna die. Oh. Hello.
What are you doing here?
You flew with her.
You're coming back with us.
You're just a child. In a mask. Prepare my ship.
Who's that?
Yeah, 'cause how often do they see him without a mask?
Are those testicles?
They're not. Or God, I hope they're not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hope they're not too, man. I was like, God.
I really hope they aren't. I hope the sound they make. Yeah.
Return to the fleet.
That guy.
Is the point of all this?
A dream?
I mean, she is the daughter of Anakin Skywalker.
I don't think your ears are plugged, Eric.
You can survive in space for a couple minutes.
Not
Yeah.
without your ears plugged. What is this?
It's sad. Poor Chewie.
Now after seeing Solo, you think so much differently about those two, you know?
Hey.
R2? R2. Nothing can make me change my mind.
Set this video.
Years ago, you saved my father in a global war.
It was a cheap move.
Why does that make me cry?
Right?
It makes me cry. I cry too.
Just give it to me one more time, simpler. So the first one is only
Simpler.
tracking us from one destroyer. So we blow that one up.
I like where your head's at. You know, it always starts.
I like where your head's at.
What a great way to just use editing as your visual effects,
Yeah.
you know? That was so fun.
What do you know about the Force?
It's a power that Jedi have that lets them control people and make things float.
Impressive. Every word in that sentence was wrong. Lesson 1. Sit here, legs crossed.
With your feelings.
I feel something. Yes, I feel this. Really?
Wow, it must be really strong
Oh,
of you.
don't follow me.
He looks so cool as an older guy,
I
doesn't he?
know.
Powerful light, powerful darkness.
It's cold. It's calling me.
Resisted Ray. Ray. You went straight to the dump.
That place was trying to show me something.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. In Ben Solo. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
I love that scene.
Yeah. Just of anything he's in, honestly.
Yeah. Pest.
This is why you eat them.
You see the one
They're
he
already
has?
in there.
Oh, how happy she is with the water.
Yeah, I know. What's it mean? How is there water there?
Yeah,
I
right?
don't know. I don't have time for this.
This drunk alien. She's holding sticks.
Dude, what if that hit him, though?
Well,
That one's garbage. Every ship he tries to get on, it always blows up.
Why did you hate your father?
came to kill him.
Did you think Luke wasn't telling the whole truth in the first one?
I figured there was something more to it. I didn't quite expect that.
Yeah. I do this in dressing rooms sometimes. And they got the 3 mirrors.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Who is she?
My parents.
She's her own parents.
That was practical, too.
That's so good looking.
Yeah. Practical effect.
This caretaker's gonna be pissed.
Did you create Kylo Ren?
That's number 3. How to get struck by lightning.
Snoke had already turned his heart. He would bring destruction and pain and death at the end of everything I love because of what he will become. For the briefest moment of pure instinct, I thought I could stop it. And the last thing I saw were the eyes of a frightened boy whose master had failed him.
Dude, he plays that shame on
Yeah.
his face so good.
Yeah.
Like,
Made me ashamed.
Master Yoda. Young Skywalker.
this motherfucker's did a puppet.
Yep.
Tree, the text, the Jedi.
Ah!
Right? It's going down lightning. He's laughing.
His spirit.
Look at him.
Skywalker, missed you, have I? The sacred Jedi texts. Oh, read them, have you? Well, I'm Easterners. They were not. Yes. Skywalker, still looking to the horizon. The need in front of your nose. We have what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters.
Look at that shot.
Look at that shot.
Look at that shot. Dude, they nailed Empire Yoda.
Yeah.
You know?
Got a heart, huh?
I like how its iris gets smaller.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait.
She got out of the trash.
What?
They didn't say they compressed her, they threw her in the trash.
Leia.
Such a bitch thing.
That's all you got?
It's a pussy slap.
Well done. That's
Your shipping payment has been agreed.
Oh my god.
I see him turning the lightsaber to strike true and kills his true enemy.
Oh. Badass time.
See if they can do more than just look cool.
I was much happier with this movie, the fight.
Ivy's sword.
This guy. Look how badass.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Oh, the sound.
Oh, what?
Did you see that spin he just did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
And using that cross guard actually, right there.
Ugh. I love when you use a lightsaber in a way you can't use a sword.
Yep.
Join me.
Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber.
Yep.
That's a cool shot.
The theater just went silent.
How was that not part of the original plan? She had to go down with the ship anyway. Raise at the command pit. Oh!
Look at him like with the...
Did you just have a metal rod?
Yeah.
Let's go, Crow-Dome.
Everything reflecting off her suit looks amazing.
Hey,
Why don't you use the gun on him?
You always come.
Rebels gun.
And villainy.
He is so dead. I've never seen anyone look more dead.
Our supreme leader is dead. We have no ruler.
The supreme leader is dead.
Long live the supreme leader.
Someone just leveled up.
Whoa! Ice boxes.
Kind of like Eevee would evolve into something like that, you know?
Kind of look like the wall from Game of Thrones.
Salt. Ground forces incoming.
It ain't snow.
Yep, it's snow, it's salt.
Does make for a cool visual. Though.
Yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
Chewie!
And friends. They do. Battle of Yavin, Battle of Hoth, Battle of Endor. Those ones weren't funny, were they?
No.
It was just because the guy was fat earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why.
I thought he was going to scream, "Hello, boys!"
I changed my hair.
It's nice that way. Man,
Look at his eyes.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Jeez.
It's like the Metal Gear Ray fight.
On one.
I've watched too much anime.
This is an anime arc.
So cheeky.
Don't get distracted. I'll go.
Right away, sir.
That's a long way to drag someone, isn't it?
That's way less than an X-Wing.
Lifting rocks. Remember when Luke was
Yeah.
like,
It's not lifting
it's
rocks.
about lifting rocks.
Great shot.
How'd they get so far apart again?
Huh?
How'd they get so far apart again?
Sliding around, man.
I kill you, I will have killed the last Jedi.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong. The rebellion is reborn today, and I will not be the last Jedi. Strike me down in anger, and I'll always be with you. Just like your father.
As always, man. Man.
See you around, kid.
Online, man.
Yeah.
See you around, kid. Ugh. Yeah, you hug him.
Looks good.
The metal. I mean, the antenna.
Save the books.
Yep.
How'd they save the books?
She grabbed them before she left.
Yoda said there's nothing in there that the girl Rey does not already have.
Oh. Silly Yoda.
He has so much fun.
Yeah. He's laughing.
Oh, hello. Oliver Twist is force sensitive.
But is he?
What?
No, I'm just, yeah, he is. I'm just trying to be vague. There, the spark.
I will not be the last Jedi. All right. All right. I just need immediate awesome thoughts at this point.
That was a roller coaster.
Yeah?
Some high highs.
Ooh, high highs.
Some low lows.
Yeah, I agree. Some low lows.
Overall, it's a positive impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe some of my favorite moments in all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. You know this, that this is one of the most, like, divisive movies of, I mean, it's hard to stay away from it. It's being in the world we live in, where you haven't seen Star Wars, you hear about people saying, well, I liked it, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of, like you said, decisiveness on it. You guys are always singing its praises.
Yeah, I sing his praises more than I sing the things I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the prequels, actually, more so than the prequels, there are things in this I really don't like. But there are things that other people don't like that I fucking love.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's things that I love that they love that I really love.
Sure, no,
you know
I
what I
get
mean?
you. I understand.
Yeah, I'll go through some of the great stuff first.
Yeah.
Every scene Luke was in.
Right,
Amazing.
Right.
The best thing I've ever seen.
It is like...
It's so good.
Well, I didn't think I would cry like I did. Like in Force Awakens, I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, if I did in that, I might in this. 'Cause I like it. And I did, and then you were crying, and made me cry more.
Yeah, man, just
seeing Yoda too.
Let me just say,
Yoda.
as a person that loves Luke in this movie, like the journey, like the actual character and the legend and stuff, I'm so relieved to hear you say that, because that's a big.
That's the big thing. Is like
people saying this is not Luke Skywalker, and I think those people are fools. I'm sorry. No, we should say before we say anything else. You are a Star Wars fan if you like to watch Star Wars. If you don't like certain things about it, it doesn't make you not a Star Wars fan. And if someone else likes something that you like, that you don't like, that's fine too. So
yeah, man.
But we won't only have to talk about our own experiences here.
Like in 7, like Han was great,
Yeah.
but Han was still Han. Like he was nothing new, to that character.
Well, yeah, he was like. I never expected that he was going to be the most amazing father. Like that was kind of the thing. Like, oh
Yeah.
he lost his kid. You know, like
Yeah.
And Han
he used to be
Solo's-
Han. He said.
Yeah, I used to be. Yeah, no, I get you.
Now he's like a shell of like the same kind of guy. You know?
And like seeing Han in that movie was sad, but it didn't get me like Luke did here, because just he went on a whole new arc in one movie.
Yeah, I understand the people that don't like it, but how can you say a character is fully formed when they're 25?
Yeah,
And Return of the Jedi, like,
and everything he went through.
Yeah,
and I
do
guess,
that. Like whenever he is looking down at Ben and he has his hand out and he's seeing Han die, he's seeing everything Darth Vader did, and he's like, "What if I stopped it before it happened for 1 second?" But when he did that, and he looks at his hand and he looks at his lightsaber and it's the robotic hand, it's the same exact shot, same exact angle of when he looked down at Darth Vader. He saw his robotic hand.
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I'm not going to do this." But for a second, then he thought about doing it.
He did.
It happened here, and that was the consequence.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people like to say that this is not the same Luke. I say you're dead wrong. That's exactly what Luke happened. But he was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. Back then, he was just a son of a kid. You know, he was a kid of this guy.
Yeah.
Here, he had all these responsibilities and.
He had all these
All the failure of the Jedi led up to him, and he just fucked it up again.
Yeah.
Although, like, why can't Yoda? So if all these Jedis can reappear, like, why can't they at his temple reappear and teach the next generation as well?
Well, canonically, only the Jedi that have achieved.
Sure. So you got Qui-Gon.
Well,
Qui-Gon only his voice.
Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan Yoda really is the only one who their corporeal form's still there. You know.
I would still have a wing for those.
No. Yeah, sure. Have like just in case you show up. Luke had cut himself off from the Force. He only just now, at this point, turned it back on and tried to reach out to Leia at that. You know, at one.
Well, no, I'm talking about when he had his academy.
Yeah.
Like,
And why aren't there a bunch of ghosts like in Harry Potter? Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. It might have something. Honestly, it might have something to do with the darkness rising. Something Snoke was doing.
With
you know,
Snoke.
we just don't know. Just that you can't rely on these guys coming back and
Yeah,
doing
like
things,
Obi-Wan
you know?
doesn't do that for Luke, really. Like he comes back at certain times to help when
guide.
he needs him, to guide. But
Yeah.
But here, like I mean,
that was actually a very extended Force Ghost scene.
yeah,
Like in
it
terms
was.
of what we've seen before.
And Yoda fucking shot that tree with lightning, which we've never seen a ghost ever do anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Great.
it kind of reminded me of the planet's called Mortis, right? It was kind of reminded me of that, of where
Mortis is a nexus, it's an amplifier, and Qui-Gon could become visible there,
Yeah.
whereas he's only a voice any other time.
Yeah.
Because Qui-Gon, remember, we saw his body being burnt.
right.
Yoda, Luke, Obi-Wan all disappeared.
Yeah, and Vader does too.
And Vader also disappears
Yeah.
inside of his armor.
But
Man, Luke
I
stuff.
love that scene with Yoda. And Luke.
Right?
And it was a puppet.
Yeah.
And it's Frank Oz.
It's perfect.
It's a
Yeah.
puppet. Like, I like prequel Yoda, but it's a puppet.
Yeah.
And they did it like, this was the movie of all the Star Wars movies I knew nothing about going in. Like Episode 3, I remember like reading like parts of the book and stuff before I went in. And Episode 7, you just inevitably, everybody's so charged that they're talking about it and you're going theories and stuff, you know. But this one I went in, and when Yoda pops up, that's one of the highlights of my life in a very geeky way.
Sure.
I remember being like, holy shit. Now, I mean, stemming from that, I think this is one of the most well-made Star Wars movies ever.
As a film.
Not as a story, not as being cohesive. I just mean the sheer amount of cinematography.
Yeah, that's what
The
I meant.
editing didn't feel like Star Wars, though.
It didn't. It definitely didn't. I mean, there wasn't that classic. I think J.J. Abrams captured it a little bit more.
Yeah, especially with 7, like, steering so strongly into that. Like, if 7 had been different, maybe I wouldn't have expected it so much, but it was super jarring in this.
I definitely agree. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
That's not a hill I need to die on. Like, I love the editing, though. I mean, yeah, it's not Star Wars, but I can love other editing that's not Star Wars. But, like, being able to do something like the Force mind meld, like, connection thing they did, and all they're doing is matching an eye line. That's all they did, you know, except for one shot where Kylo's actually in here, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I loved that. That was like I don't know, there's something about that I just absolutely loved. So creative, but very simple. Like, super simple.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Like, it didn't feel like Star Wars, but I could also see George doing it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, George did the Zillow Beast, the Clone Wars. He'll do anything.
Yeah.
True. Now, yeah, the mind meld was an interesting concept, and it had me confused a lot of the movie.
Yeah, you're probably really wondering, like, how is this happening? Why would it happen?
How is his hand wet? How is his hand wet, Eric?
How was his hand wet?
It's just because the connection's so strong.
I mean, Snoke took responsibility for it, but it's still happening.
I'm really glad I saw Mortis first, because I can accept a lot more when it comes to the Force, I think.
I agree.
Than maybe I would have if I hadn't have seen that.
I was kind of waiting for Mortis to happen before I started pushing for us to do this.
But yeah, the idea that the Force is between all things.
Yeah.
Like, it could maybe be between time and space, too. It doesn't just need to be between life forms.
Yeah, you see it on Clone Wars, yeah. I don't want to go down that thing, Rick.
But no, I mean, you're absolutely right, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that connection, how was he wet? And I love that there's no answer.
Yeah.
Well,
because it shouldn't be an answer. There shouldn't be like, well, the midichlorians came out of the skin and formed water.
Yeah.
You know?
Kylo's aware of the technique. He told Rey, like, this would kill you if you were making this connection.
He said, you're not doing this, the effort would kill you.
Yeah, Snoke did, and it didn't kill him because he's so great it killed Luke.
And Luke did it.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
You know?
It did. Yeah.
Now, did you catch, like, did you see it coming at all that he wasn't actually there, or were you buying it?
I was buying it.
I'm buying it, and you know what?
I bought it too.
I bought it too, and a lot of people, you know, claim they don't, but I bought it. And you know, when I say that this is a really good, well-made film, did you notice? I mean, they put a lot of effort into saying that when something moves, there's no salt there. When Luke moved, the salt didn't move.
I didn't notice.
I didn't notice either.
People caught that shit, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, he's not fucking there. He's there. Look at him. You know? But when like Kylo scratches across the ground and like, wow, there's so much distance between them, you know. But there's these red marks.
Yeah.
Luke left no mark. His lightsaber never touched Kylo.
I think I remember the first time seeing it was like it's because he was so skilled.
Yeah, I know.
And I thought he was so light-footed. Like, he's a master.
Sure.
And Kylo's mad.
Yeah, in order to survive that, he has to be.
Yeah.
Also,
wasn't that so great?
It was
you were like,
great.
what the fuck, you know?
He's also he looks a little younger. He's using Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah,
Anakin's lightsaber was just torn in half. How? Like, why is he not using his green? You know,
So
it's all those things that you watch and you're like, oh, god damn it, of course.
Yeah.
That's why I like the techniques of the movie making here because it becomes that like motherfucker, of course, you know.
Yeah.
Especially on a rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just there's little things like that and the exact framing of the shot of Luke from Return of the Jedi and all the consequences of the Jedi. There's just a lot of awesome things, and I agree. All of them are with Mark Hamill in the scene. All the other stuff is okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's.
I like Snoke too.
Yeah, I love the Snoke stuff.
I hated Snoke's set design.
You didn't like it?
No, like you guys were raving about it. It looked like a cheap theater show.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's just the glass, and he just put a red thing, and that's why whenever it starts to burn, you see the battle behind it.
Sure.
But you don't have to like it. I love it.
Royal Guard.
The Praetorian Guards.
Praetorian Guards.
Yeah.
Well, we're amazing.
Did you like those guys?
They were cool, and I just loved that scene too.
Yeah.
And just like you said like they skipped the movie, Eric. You know what I mean? Like they did so many. Like they were presented with so many of the same choices that Luke and Anakin was presented with, and they mirror so many things in a cool way that's upgraded. Like, like the Emperor had Luke out and look at the fleet, and and then they had this upgraded like lens binocular thing.
It's like if I wrote this down scene for scene, there might be as much the same as there is in 7 to A New Hope.
Yeah, but
it feels like such a different movie.
Exactly,
really
exactly.
does.
Like 8 did so many crazy things like that, but 7 for me, like I love it. I told you this yesterday. Like it was so much of the same of the New Hope. You know what I mean? But this did it in a way where it felt different. And like I said, like the dichotomy of the Vader-Palpatine relationship, and then Vader being redeemed by destroying the Emperor, like it happens in the middle act.
Yeah.
And he wasn't redeemed.
Sure.
So it really subverts everything about the old movies. Because now it's like, well, they killed Palpatine. What the hell? What's going to happen now? You know what I mean? So it's just...
So between 7 and 8, we had a couple years. We had, a million...
But between 7 and 8?
Yeah. So between the last movie and this one,
No.
Like, didn't we have like 2 years?
No, I thought it was immediate.
It was immediate.
No, I'm sorry. In the real world.
Yeah.
Like, as we were watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going.
You did that earlier.
After the no, I didn't. You just
The mailbag.
You just didn't understand. It's not my fault. It's yours.
We're all wrong. And, come on.
No, okay. So between 7 and 8, there's a couple years, right, when they were released.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So after 7, everybody's who the fuck is Snoke, and there's a million theories.
Yeah.
And everybody's building this stuff up.
Plagueis.
You've only had a couple, like 2 months now. Are you disappointed that Snoke's dead?
No.
Like, you're not disappointed, are you?
I mean, I have some questions. Like, who is this guy?
Yep.
How is he so powerful?
Yeah.
How did Palpatine not know about him?
Yep.
But there's a lot of people out there being like, this is fucking stupid. Like, we don't even know this guy is and he's dead. Fuck these movies. I'm going to boycott now. You know? Like,
I think that it makes Kylo more interesting
I
to
think
me.
it does too. It makes him supreme leader.
Yeah.
Did you think that he had turned? Like, in the moment? What'd you think about that?
No,
Yeah.
I knew the movie had to have a villain,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And so, like, I thought, okay, he's killing him to take over.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe Rey was going to join him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
I
great.
thought that was the most realistic, like, hey, she might actually do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got to admit, as I was watching the theater, I truly thought, holy shit, it's Ben Solo. Like, I just did.
That's what I was
'Cause
hoping.
I'm just
Well, it's just because,
fucking-
like...
I really did.
In all of Star Wars, you have that redemption. Like, he's Vader. He killed the Emperor. He should be redeemed. It's just pounding into my head.
But it might help that we had,
Years.
years and, 100 people in a theater going like, ah! As,
Yeah.
he kills Snoke.
The tone was all over the place in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of moments where... And it turned out like they didn't actually die. So, like, with Leia, right? And I have some problems with that scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you think Leia is dead,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they're making a joke,
Yeah.
and, like, you're not sure she's alive yet, you know?
Yeah, I know.
And that happens a lot in this movie where something terrible has happened, or you think something terrible has happened, and then, like, there's a joke.
Just like a quip.
What was the quip after she died?
I'm not sure exactly right
not
after.
sure if I
but she
wrote
got
it down.
She got blown out, and then it was probably just a Hux thing because Hux is
I think it was,
Yeah.
and it was the same thing when Luke disappeared. He was like, "You think you got him?" Like,
yeah.
That was funny to me, actually. You think you got him?
I don't know.
But I mean, it was funny, but was it conflicting with the tone being set? A little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. Actually, one of my favorite scenes there was when he said, "Concentrate on fire on a cruiser," and then the other guy said it, and Huck said he just looked at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my biggest problem in the movie is probably there were some times with the editing and with the tone that I felt jarred out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the new characters, I felt like maybe there were a few too many.
Yeah. So like we have Rose as the big new
The
character.
Korean girl,
Yeah.
yeah.
DJ.
Because like in the original trilogy, really the only new character we get is Lando.
Lando and Yoda, pretty much.
And Yoda.
Yeah.
But in this, we had like the new Admiral.
Holdo, yes.
Yeah, Laura Dern.
I gotta be honest. There's nothing about Holdo that I like.
I'm so confused as to like why she was so secretive about the plan.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
She
what it
just you should be a good soldier and take orders.
Yeah, there's
Is
a
that-
chain
is
of
that what they're
command,
trying to
and
say?
you're a fly boy,
guess.
and I'm not gonna tell you the plan. And
But
then,
like the resistance is supposed to be antithetical to that. It's supposed to be like you're supposed to follow your heart, like you're
Yeah.
supposed to follow what's good.
I agree. Like that whole storyline of like and then it culminates with Rose at the end. Like don't fight what you hate. Save what you love. I get the sentiment,
Yeah.
but tell that to Obi-Wan Kenobi, who sacrificed himself so these people could get away. That's what Finn was trying to do.
Well, and
I
that's
think
what
that it's a weird. It's weird.
and that's what they thought Luke was trying to do.
Yeah.
As well, which
Yeah.
I mean he was.
And he did.
yeah,
He did.
So like it's just because you have potential as a leader. Is that what I mean? I feel like that kind of falls flat on his face.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna bother
And
defending it. I
it
don't
doesn't help that they're cutting away from the best stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
You know.
To what ultimately ends up being this long chase through space for 18 hours. And I think that stuff has a place in Star Wars, as in like this is how something like this would go. Like they can't reach them but when they go to light speed, they can track them. You know?
yeah.
But it does jar from like we're going in this and doing this and doing this, and then we're still in space.
Yeah.
And Holdo's saying nothing. Like
Yeah. I also didn't like the scene on the casino much.
Casino Canto Bite.
Canto Bite.
Yeah. I really liked that character DJ.
DJ.
Yeah, he's cool.
He was an interesting character, but it
Benicio
just,
del Toro.
it all felt like something. Like obviously there were stakes to it, but it didn't feel like it had the same stakes as to what it was cutting away from.
It's like you cut away and then you're at this nice casino.
Yeah, and like they're having a good time, they're joking around.
Oh yeah,
I get that. Like, one thing that's weird for me is, and actually it's one of the weird things about Empire, is just like the time. Like, it's 18 hours, you went here, you did what you need to do.
and
Rey was with Luke for how long? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then Luke was with Yoda for how long? And it's just something I kind of just, I can't focus on too much because it's kind of weird.
Sure.
Finn and Rose go on this complete other side story in order to get back here, and ultimately it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
It means nothing. Yeah. Except it furthers their relationship together, which might play a big part in the next movie.
Yeah. Maybe,
Something.
yeah.
Although I'm not convinced she's not dead either.
Who?
Rose.
Rose? That she just died there? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't think she's dead, but yeah.
What? I can't remember now.
Because that's what I thought. At first, I saw her, and she, she said the sweet thing to him, kissed him, and then died. Is what I thought happened.
Really?
But,
He pulled her back.
yeah, but then he's like dragging her across the desert.
Yeah.
I think we see her on the Falcon with that group, so she's still up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canto Bite, not my favorite, though. I actually do enjoy the aesthetic, like this gambling, ultra rich 1% of the galaxy thing.
Yeah, it's like Coruscant and
I
really
like
practical.
I like the look, but I didn't need to go there.
I think the like the military industrial complex stuff is kind of cool. Like talking about like, all right, well, they sell to the bad guys are bad. Oh, they sell to the good guys.
Yeah, I
and
did like that.
war is a machine, and all these guys are making money. I thought that stuff was kind of cool.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, I like BB-8 also, like for the coins.
Yeah,
that was cool.
And the little drunk guy trying to
get
more coins.
Yeah, there's some things I enjoy about that,
Yeah,
but it's
there
like
are.
in terms of like the scene, it's not my favorite part of the story.
No.
Because like you said, it cuts away from some of the best stuff I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It slows down and changes the pace of the movie in a way.
And I liked the character Rose, but she just felt pointless.
Yeah, and a lot of fans felt that way. But what's terrible is like there was so much flack against the actress personally. She had to shut down all of social media.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
It's terrible.
It's really unfortunate that to have these conversations about Star Wars, we have to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it sucks. And I'm glad she came out for Celebration. Because Star Wars, everyone clapped for her.
I had heard that had happened.
Yeah.
Like to her, and I was like really curious about what her role in the movie was.
Yeah.
And I don't see anything that
You
justifies
just
any
kept
of that.
waiting for her to get kick a puppy or something,
Yeah,
kick one of those
it's
boxes.
a racist thing, yeah, like she was great herself.
I thought she was
And
great with the material
also,
given.
I question her place in the story, but I don't have any problems with her character.
What did you think of the bomber stuff in the beginning with her sister? I thought it was really powerful, shot well, and everything. Yeah, Paige.
Yeah, that whole scene was really good stuff. Like we've seen a lot of good space stuff in the Clone Wars recently.
Oh hell yeah!
But just seeing it with the multi-million-dollar budget that this has, it was something special.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks amazing. I mean, the bombers themselves, I think, are super inferior to like the Y-wings, from
or the TIE bombers.
Any bomber, really. But you got to remember too, like
there's like so many processes. You gotta unload. You gotta open this shit. You have another guy drop it. You can't just press a button.
But like,
and the button's on like a remote control. It's not like on the cockpit or something.
Yeah.
And like these bombers, you gotta remember too, like because people didn't like the bombers, but like that's all they had, It wasn't like we're gonna bring out the best shit in the galaxy. It's like no, we have nothing else. They're coming. We're running. Take these things up there. Drop this shit in space.
In a crate, they have even less stuff, and usually they're driving those old ships, and
I mean,
fucking Poe kicks the thing out.
Yeah, they didn't have guns.
What the hell?
They didn't even have guns on those ships.
Yeah, and they had that scene. They had loss, and I was really confused as to why they felt they needed the Leia fake out. Because I felt like it robbed a lot of tension from then on for her character in particular. Because if they're going to save her here, she's got to have to do something big.
Yeah.
And I never saw her do anything big throughout the rest of the movie, so I'm like, well, she's not going to die.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 9 was going to be her movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
that was always the plan. It was going to be Han 7, Luke 8, Leia 9.
Yeah.
And so that was her daughter. Like Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher's daughter.
But not Leia's daughter.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Billy Lord is the name of the actress.
Yeah, so that's why it made me just so much more emotional when Mark Hamill was with Carrie Fisher. You know what I mean? Because,
he improvised the kiss on the forehead in that scene. And he winks at 3PO because 3PO can't be influenced by the Force.
Right.
So 3PO is sitting there like, what's everybody doing? Master Luke, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't see anything.
He doesn't see anything.
Oh, that's great.
So do the machines, like that you're looking at a computer monitor, do they see Luke though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how are they targeting him then?
I don't know.
I've
They
always
just see
thought
him there,
I always thought like the book C-3PO saw him, but he can tell because he can look for pulse and shit like that.
Sure.
So the book,
I'm saying, like,
I thought he saw him, but he knew.
winks at him, saying like, "Don't say anything."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
But he's also like Master Luke, you know.
Yeah.
But he's sitting there like, "That's not Luke." Is what he's
Well,
going.
it's like he knows something's there, but he knows it's not a living organism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the Leia in space scene really bothered me.
That's one of the things I liked when I first saw it and dislike every time I do see it, just because you're right. It ultimately doesn't do anything, and I mean, I guess what it does is it shows that Leia, since the last time we've seen her,
Has also been
trained extremely well. I mean,
Yeah.
she did that, and that's amazing. And it's actually not the first time we've seen somebody survive in space that long in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it'll be in other stuff that you haven't seen. So, anyway, but yeah, I mean, the whole decompression thing in space is a big problem. It's like getting the bends
Well, the
type of-
eyes, like people, because like the idea is you could survive, but actually the eyes would be one of the first things to go.
Yeah.
So her eyes obviously didn't go, but
Yeah.
that you have to force. You can also look at like in Star Wars, everything's different. Like the way they use fuel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because they're already
Sound.
a projectile. Because they don't need to keep
Yeah.
use fuel to keep going at the same speed.
Right.
Because they're already going. But
These
it's
are the-
always been like that in Star Wars.
These
so
are the
rules.
physics in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. So because it's funny because some
Because
people were
it's
bringing that
it's
up in their
fantasy.
argument about the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And then it's like, dude, we have enough fuel for us. We don't have enough fuel to get the Coruscant.
Yeah, I mean-
and in like Episode 1, like,
Yeah.
it's you do need fuel to go.
People
So-
said the same thing about the bombers and how they're dropping using gravity. It's space, It's like, motherfucker, the TIE bombers did that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so it's just
It's just that they have some kind of propel. They propel as they drop.
yeah,
you know?
and in this, I actually just thought they were close enough to the atmosphere of the
The
ship.
mass of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally.
Do you know what that scene with Luke and Kylo and burning down the temple made me think of, Shane?
What?
Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, it kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah. One thing I'll say about that scene is I saw behind the scenes where Luke was acting it out, and he was just so emotionally devastated, like
Mark
doing
Hamill.
that. Mark Hamill was.
His
that,
eyes were amazing in that scene.
That Ryan Johnson had to console him, like, "Hey, it's a fucking movie." You know?
And I think that, like, as much as I disagree with him, you got to give Mark Hamill props because Mark Hamill hated Luke Skywalker in this movie. He hated every choice that Ryan Johnson made.
Yeah.
He
And-
backpedaled on it though after.
He did a little bit, but he gave that performance while hating it.
That's
That's
amazing.
that's a pro actor.
That's a
right
pro.
there,
Yeah, it's pro, man.
And he did so good.
It's an interesting take on the formula of, in the original one, Luke is the reluctant hero.
Yeah.
Like it is in the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Whereas here, he's the reluctant mentor /
He is.
hero in a way again.
Well, he needs. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just that
It's like his
he's.
character reset almost.
It's like
Well,
in a way.
he's lost everything.
Yeah.
And he's become a non-believer, because he's not bright-eyed and innocent anymore. And that's why it's so cool, like you said, that the journey the character goes on. If he was just like Obi-Wan and decided to train Rey, it wouldn't do it for
I mean,
me.
if he was
Yeah.
that character, why would he be gone for all this time
Yeah.
from the first movie? Like
That's the problem with the whole Disney thing, man.
Well, yeah, that's the first thing I said. Like when he refused, I was like, well, yeah, of course he's going to refuse. Why else would he have done
he
this?
came here to
He came here for a reason.
because he failed. Like Obi-Wan failed, and he was in the desert for 20 years. 18 years
19.
or whatever.
Watching over Luke.
But I mean,
Yeah.
he never lost that hope. He's like, well, no, there's the son of Anakin, but Luke, like I am Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's nobody else.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that there's a Rey coming. No one does. But I like how Snoke says, I told you, your darkness will rise and something will come. And I thought it was going to be Skywalker, and it's not. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And it was also, it's cool that Rey's parents were nobodies.
Yeah.
And that they weren't like heroes.
But are
Yeah,
they?
it wasn't Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
Son,
yeah.
daughter
Yeah.
or something,
That's one of the things. Like I think that's cool too. From what I understand, there's probably more to the story because you've seen it now and you don't know anything. I don't know, but
Sure.
I mean, I
Just-
prefer it that way, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
well, the idea it goes away
Jedi
from.
powers goes through the family.
It does. And sometimes.
Sometimes,
yes.
yeah. So it would make sense that she would come from a Force user bloodline.
But Anakin didn't.
Well, Anakin was a virgin in the Force.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
But where'd Obi-Wan come from? Obi-Wan's a great Jedi.
Yeah.
He never.
He's just
it
great.
wasn't like, well, I didn't know who this guy is. I didn't know who Qui-Gon is. I didn't know who Yoda is.
Sure.
I didn't know who Sidious is. It's just these people exist, you know. The Force is out of balance, and the Force develops these things, you know.
Yeah.
It's the answer, and I love Luke talking about how it's vanity for the Jedi to believe that the Force is theirs. You know, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
If the Jedi are gone, the light's not gone.
Yeah, the Force is not destroyed.
It'll still be out there.
It's pretty deep stuff.
Real deep
you know?
stuff.
What do you think of the fight?
Which one?
The one in the throne room.
The Praetorian Guards?
Some of it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite fight. Like, I'm still waiting for my Duel of the Fates or Battle of Heroes.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for that for 20 years, Rick. You know what I mean?
Watch Ferocity.
Yeah, watch Ferocity.
No, I agree. There's a lot of really cool parts with it. There's a couple.
Yeah, there's some cool ideas.
I think Adam Driver is a really good performer.
I think he was much better than Ray was.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, because he sells the weight of his hits. And
Yeah, he does.
He's not like
he moves
being flashy
with intention.
He's being strong, and that EU people would call it. He uses Dinjin So.
Dinjin So, man, Form 5, right?
He uses Form 5, the strength power, Vader. You know.
Yeah.
But
But
there is one part that's been kind of famous where like they're doing a shot and there's two. The Praetorian Guard has two blades and he's fighting Ray. He turns around and suddenly he just doesn't have two. He has one. And we don't know what happened. And like they edited it out because it wouldn't make any sense that he would still have this one and not kill her. There's little things like that.
Well,
yeah.
And when three of them came in at once, and like the first guy hit here, and then all the other ones decided to hit the thing that was
went around
rocking.
him.
It was like, what?
And then
Why?
she kicked.
Go low.
Yeah.
Well,
that happened, and then she kicked, and they all three went back.
Yeah.
They were going high, and he went up to meet him, I thought. I don't think they went in after he was high.
You mean the very first shot, right?
Yeah, the very first shot, I think Ray was high. Like the middle guy came in, and the other two came in after, and they met her blade.
See, I understand, like Ryan Johnson and other people, like we want this one big, wide, slow shot. We see all these people moving at once. The problem with that is you can see all people moving at once.
Yeah.
And as great as those stuntmen are, the hardest thing in a group fight like that is to make it seem like you're doing something when you're doing nothing.
Yep.
It's hard to do.
So later in the fight, when you don't see everybody at once, you don't see this other guy standing here. You just see these two fighting, and then he comes in after the seventh hit, you know?
And it's like you're a toddler. You only have in your mind what you're seeing.
Exactly.
What you see in the frame, right?
But most people are looking at Rey and Kylo. You know? Like, even when you watch, like, Duel of the Fates, your mind is drawn to Darth Maul. And you don't see Liam Neeson doing two spins.
Sure.
Yeah, but even that
Until
was
he hits.
done.
But that was done way
a little more convincingly to me. We probably talked about that more than most people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is my favorite fight of the sequel trilogy so far. Honestly, though, I kind of liked Luke versus Rey in the rain when he just like pulls that
was
thing.
really good.
It was only like 5-6 moves, and he's just bang bang. But he's kind of like, and he even holds himself back. He falls, but he catches himself, and he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna fail again, you know, and he just kind of lets it go. But I really like that fight too.
Well, I like how it's like as he's gotten older, he's developed this fighting style where he doesn't always have to meet every strike. It's like he's just like dodging, and he does it again with Kylo Ren. Like he's just this quick old guy.
But it also kind of makes the fight scene make more sense between Rey and Kylo.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys, I think, explained in the last one, but how they were connected, and now we know that Snoke's connected them.
Yeah.
Either he has or he thought he did, because I don't know. I mean, like, did he connect him and that's just still there, or is it implying that there is some connection despite Snoke too, because it existed after he died?
My thing,
you know what I'm saying? Or did he just like, now that I've done it, it'll always be that way, even if I'm dead?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Or is it like, the magic, the witch is gone and the spell dissipates? I don't know.
I always felt like he did do it, and then after he was gone, because they're both these powerful people with this real like connection that seems to be like kind of romantic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always felt it was very powerful, like when Kylo tries to break into her mind and then she pushes back. I always thought that as the beginning, and Snoke just capitalized on that.
Maybe, yeah. So it was already there.
Maybe he like widened like what can go through.
The connection.
And then now they just still have that connection.
It makes you kind of wonder what 9's gonna be like.
Oh yeah.
But you don't know. You just don't know anything about 9. You just.
I know absolutely nothing.
He hasn't seen any
I
trailers.
feel like we got to watch the trailer right now after this so we can react to it.
We might have.
You're gonna go crazy.
What's some other stuff that we can talk about? Porks.
What do you think of pork?
We didn't put out a single pork.
Oh shit. You gotta at least like him to spite Aaron.
You do.
Come on.
Okay, say it now. Aaron will never watch this, and then you like it.
That's true. I feel largely indifferent towards.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't
You know?
care.
I really
It's like,
don't
yeah.
care.
I don't care, but I love them because Aaron hates them.
Yeah, Aaron hates them.
And
so
I like the
have
way
to.
they look. They did make me laugh, and I like the practicality of a lot of them. Like, you know, some are CG, but a lot are practical.
I love that they're just there to solve a problem, which is we have birds in every shot.
I respect that, like from a filming aspect.
Yeah.
I love how they annoyed Chewie. You know? So, yeah.
That one that he's about ready to eat, and this one's like, Chewie's like, God damn it! And they're already infesting the Falcon. There's a. Did you guys ever play Knights of the Republic, the original?
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, there's a part in there where I think these things called like Giza or something like infest the Ebon Hawk for like I don't know. It happens at one point.
Like the zombie things?
No, they're not zombies. They're just little pests. They're like rats. And they like you're doing like a shipment and they get out and then they're just in there for the rest of the game unless you like figure out a way to get them out of there.
Okay.
That always reminded me of that. Like the Falcon is just now going to be permanently infested with these pests.
It'd be so funny if they're in the ninth one.
I know.
So explain to me why they brought Captain Phasma back.
Don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, because Gwendolyn Christie plays her, and
I guess.
Yeah.
Like.
Don't know, man.
You know.
And because like it was, I think for Finn's character as well. You know.
Sure.
No, I never thought she.
I
never thought she
know.
was dead. I guess. I
guess her book is really good.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Holdo has like canon material too, where if you read that, you're like, oh yeah, I get it, like the relationship between her and Leia.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I never get it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that. I mean, movies should not rely upon that stuff.
No.
Though I do say the prequels are way better because of Clone Wars.
Yeah. Well, it's like a show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean
They might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them since I've started watching
Yes.
the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phasma. I mean, it's there. She's there so that Finn, who is wrestling between, am I here for the Resistance? Am I here for Rey? Am I here for myself? Gets to be able to say, I'm here for the Resistance.
Yeah, I'm Rebel Scum.
I'm Rebel Scum. That's what I am now.
Yeah.
I'm not running. I'm not the coward. I'm not the person getting tased anymore.
Yeah.
Like I am here to do that. That's what she's there for. And it's not.
It wasn't a terrible arc, but it just was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was just. It's the Boba Fett syndrome. But what does Boba Fett do in the movies?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well,
But people are like, he's the most badass motherfucker ever. You know?
Well, they marketed her like she's gonna be the next Boba Fett.
Well,
but I'm like, what does that mean?
I felt like Phasma could have been that.
Yeah.
But she was ruined by the end of 7.
Yeah.
So why bring her back?
I agree. I think she should have been the
And
trainer stormtrooper.
she gave up so easily.
Immediately.
She flipped on a dime. you
Yeah,
know?
and then here she's like, "You coward, I'm like, motherfucker!
Yeah.
An old man and a dog threw you in a trash can."
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, she called him a coward and a traitor. It's like, you're the coward and the traitor.
And the traitor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, like, that could be a fun villain if she's so deluded,
Yeah.
you know? But
Like
I don't
Hux.
think that's her character.
Yeah.
Like Hux is fun because of that. Yeah, I mean,
Hux is.
Yeah.
I mean, in this movie, I think he's a tiny bit too much.
Yeah.
But he's also, for me, I mean, like when Kylo's like out cold and he goes for his gun, he's like, I could be Supreme Leader.
yeah.
Like I like those moments.
Well, I thought it's because he just woke up.
Yeah.
What scene was it when I said, man, they really undercut the villains, didn't they?
You did that right when he was talking to Poe.
It's like, yeah, is General Hugs there?
Yeah, but that was.
That's right.
Then it's followed up by like.
Yeah, that was a terrible scene.
Oh, I loved it, dude.
No.
And I think then it goes into like you're undercutting your villain. Yeah, but the whole movie does that.
Like
Snoke says, like I keep him around. This ambitious kind of like a
rabid cur.
Yeah, because he's useful.
Well, yeah, he's Hitler Youth, is what
Yeah.
he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
like
Sure.
yeah.
But like in the original trilogy, like the villains were villainous and menacing.
True.
And I feel like the villains here have the Praetorian Guard, Kylo,
Yeah.
and then everyone else is kind of a joke.
I think Snoke. I like Snoke.
Honestly, I think the First Order themselves, like, you know, that one, the badass commander guy in the beginning, you know, like the great voice stuff, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I like the Stormtrooper designs and stuff. It's just that it's one of those things where it's like, well, Phasma sucks, kinda, actually a lot. And then, like, you know, after Holdo breaks through the ship, like, you're right, like, where the fuck were those 1,000 guys that were right there? They're just gone, you know? And Phasma, like, right over here, waited for some smoke so she could walk in all cool. You know, there's little things like that.
Well, the idea that they got blown together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like at that point, like, I feel like they did something. They cut some scenes or changed things around because it was also extremely. All of that was CG.
Oh yeah,
all of it right there, and they don't tend to do that in these last 2 movies. So I feel like they might have had some like scheduling or maybe not scheduling, maybe like the story problems that they fixed in there, and that's what happened. So I don't know.
Yeah, if you're gonna rip off so much of the old movies, just give me a Tarkin.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, I don't. Maybe I don't want a Tarkin.
Well,
I like Hux. Just he was a little too much here. You know.
Yeah. Well, the idea is like he will never be Tarkin, and Kylo will never be Vader.
Sure.
Because I do like Snoke's.
It's like Hux can still be like a sniveling coward, but show me success.
Like General Grievous is a Jedi killer.
Yeah.
He's a sniveling coward.
Yes.
But he's also extremely formidable.
Yes.
Hux, we haven't seen that other than him, ordering, the destruction of Hazian Prime.
Yeah.
But even then, he has that, rabid look in his eyes, screaming, the last day of the Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like
but
he takes himself very seriously.
Yeah.
But I don't think we as an audience
are
supposed to.
I don't think
Kylo certainly doesn't. I mean,
I don't think Kylo
Force pushed him into that
Snoke
console.
takes him seriously either. But you're saying that you want someone that they take seriously and we take seriously.
Yes.
I understand.
Okay.
Especially now that Snoke's is dead.
I mean, I do like the idea of the rabid cur, because Snoke is talking about Hux, but he's also talking about Kylo in that moment as well. Like, he is using these young, inexperienced, but extremely passionate people that he's manipulated to this point. And that's how he's built the First Order in this short amount of time or whatever. But it's volatile, as we saw. And Hux was, I think it was a little much. But I
it's so funny when his head slammed against the thing.
Yeah, when Snoke just...
He's like, oh, good, supreme law, And it's like, oh, you're undercutting him because even Snoke is disrespecting him in front of the whole crew.
Yeah. One of the problems with Tona had as well, there was this space battle with all these stakes, and then BB-8 is trying to plug the electricity flowing like his fingers. Yeah.
You didn't like that moment?
No, I didn't like it.
I like that moment.
I thought it was funny. It was interesting that the idea of that working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I kind of get that. I mean, I don't think
that's a moment where I'm like, you didn't like it? Fuck.
Yeah. I think that stuff's prevalent a little bit, like a little more in the prequels.
No, I get you.
With like Anakin and R2.
Dude, with this movie, if someone says it and they say they don't like it, I'll be like, all right, what parts? And they say like those things, but they don't say Luke. I'm like, all right, let's talk.
Yeah.
So I get you.
I liked Kylo in the beginning, getting talked down and breaking his helmet. I thought that was really good. Of like,
he's a child in a mask.
Yeah, he's not trying to be Vader anymore. Yeah. Like he's just going to try to be his own villain, which I thought was
destroyed the past, let go. All those things.
But the idea, which is like kind of a theme a little bit too.
Although he wouldn't destroy his mom.
He wouldn't.
When he killed his dad, he became weaker.
Yeah.
So was it because I don't think it's because he loved his mom. I think it's because he's just so full of doubt.
Yeah.
And there's like true temptation to the light side that's in him.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't do this. This won't help. What's the point? And then the one guy just shot her anyway.
Yeah.
Light speed ramming.
Admiral Akbar is dead.
He's
dead.
Yeah, it was so unceremonial, man.
Like
Holdo should have been Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's these executives being like, people can't emote with the fish. Get Laura Dern. Dude, he's got these big giant watery eyes. Well, it should have been Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
I emote with Chewbacca.
I would have. I mean, I think that you could cut out a half hour of this movie, 4 characters, and it's a much better movie.
Agreed.
And Holdo is one of those. It should have been Admiral Akbar. Can you imagine as he turned around, he was like, "This is a trap."
It would have been so good. So good, Eric.
It would have been amazing. Yeah.
So,
although, why turning the ship around and doing the lightspeed thing wasn't part of the plan anyway, I will never know.
Sure.
Well, the problem with that is a lot of people say this creates actually this huge thing in Star Wars. Why don't they do the Death Star? Why don't they do that ever? And I've actually read, I think someone said on Twitter, it was Leland Chi or whoever it was, the idea of World War II and suicide bombers, that's something that George wanted to always stay away from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
The mindset of it.
The kamikazes.
Yeah, the kamikaze, that's not what they do. Yeah, I mean, this is something different. But because once it happens, now it's like, well, why don't we ever?
Yeah, you got to have a.
But there's also Rogue One, in Rogue One at the end when they're trying to escape and Vader's his ship appears, they do hit his ship. So the ship has to be a certain size.
Yeah.
So like they do run into Vader's ship in light speed and they just bounce off.
Yeah, and the freighter there, the size of it, how expensive it would be. It'd be like, here's a $10 billion missile you fire once.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's done now.
Well, yeah, and my explanation of that would be no one ever tried it before.
It could just be that too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, they had to have.
Well, the idea of like,
But, like,
if
like
one X-wing or if one ship did it, the Death Star right through the middle or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the X-Wing probably just be destroyed at that speed.
Exactly.
I don't
yeah.
know the physics to
Yeah.
it. But
then there's like, it's
but
a different dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it not a different dimension? You
But
know?
again, that goes back to like, even though I think sometimes story and stuff aren't the strongest in this movie, in terms of movie making, the moment where it just, and then it's just silent.
It was unbelievable.
You just see that. I mean, in the theater, that was just like
it was an unbelievable moment.
Unbelievable moment.
And it was a cool sacrifice.
If it had been Admiral Akbar, I wouldn't have questioned it.
Oh my god.
Wouldn't question it at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, if I could change one thing in this world, it might be that.
Yeah. And like, I have all the same problems too.
Yeah.
Still like it more than Force Awakens.
I'm not sure. I definitely like it better than the prequels.
Yeah.
Still. I think I like it better than 7 too.
But the lows
Just
are
because of the Luke stuff.
The lows
It's
are
so high.
the lows are lower than 7 for me. But
Definitely.
the highs are
Oh, yeah.
higher than almost anything I've seen until you watch the rest of Clone Wars and everything else.
I am under agreement with that. Like I said at the start, there's some high highs that are some of the best things I've ever seen in Star Wars. And
in my life.
And some low lows, but they don't reach prequel lows.
You gotta watch them again.
I'm trying to think of my favorite moment of the movie. It's got to be like Yoda. Like, but failure, yes, the greatest teacher.
I was crying.
Oh yeah.
You did. I just like, dude, he's teaching him again.
Because Yoda failed.
Yeah.
You know, he failed too.
He's crawling like a rat, and fucking Bail Organa picked him up. Failed, I have. Into hiding, I must go. You know what I'm saying? When he fought the Emperor, the Emperor's laughing.
I'm tearing up thinking of it again.
Yeah. So you think Crate aesthetically was pretty cool, like the red and the salt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it fooled me like it was supposed to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I thought it was snow.
Yeah, I mean everybody did. I think that's why they literally like get a shot. Salt, not snow.
Yeah, yeah.
And cool little Easter egg, Gareth Edwards, the director of Rogue One, is the guy standing beside him as he's going,
And he just
salt.
looks at him funny.
Yes.
And I just love how Kylo Ren, like, he's still in between worlds. He said, join me. And he like tears. He said, please.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's unsure of himself. You know, like, they have some kind of relationship,
Oh, yeah.
obviously. They have this connection, which I think that's one of the coolest things that Ryan did was, like, you know, because you see that in, like, every other medium, but Star Wars, it's like this terrible person and this good person. They have some kind of romance, you know? I mean, like, I bought all the stuff with the fire and everything.
Yeah, I mean, him saying the stuff like, you know, we'll destroy all of it, the Jedi, the Sith, you know, like...
Yeah.
You know, he is...
It's like what Anakin did to...
He's a Darksider, but, you know, he's true about his let the past die. We do not need to be pulled down by everybody that came before. We just do it ourselves, you know? I love that as a villain. It's cool.
And one thing that no one ever talks about, okay, when Kylo Ren says, what happened to her? What did Hux tell Kylo?
What do you mean?
When Rey got away.
That she got away on Snoke's ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always wanted to see that ship. And then she's on the Falcon.
Yeah.
Did they just jump off? Say, fuck this
Chewie
ship?
picks her up at some point.
Or
I want to see that ship.
Yeah.
I thought that Finn escaped on their ship, but I guess not.
No, Finn and Rose escaped on something in that hangar.
Yeah.
Rey got away on Snoke's personal ship. And then the next time we see her, she's just with Chewie.
Yeah.
And I hate that ship.
Yeah. And just the inside of Crate, like all that stuff, going through the planet is fucking cool.
I'm tearing up thinking of Luke looking at the twin suns again.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable thing.
It was so good.
Dude, when he's like, I'll always be with you, just like your father. Such like a dig, but it's like into my boy Han. You know, you did him dirty. He's still here too.
Yeah. What I love is like they brought
Just like
Harrison
your
Ford
father.
again for the promotion of this movie because he's so great. People love him so much. You know. One thing I really loved is like they address that like you're bested by a girl who never held a lightsaber because killing your father split your spirit to the bone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
they
like,
came out in Front Street. I mean, that was the one thing. Like, no, that's what they did in the movie. And then you know, for however 2 years, people are like, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Here they have to come out and say, guys, watch the movie closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of laughter or crying, the thing that made me cry with laughter is the caretaker shot when Rey destroys the rock.
That's the funniest shot in the movie.
And it's just like they're like. I love I just love the idea that they're holding the handles and they're like that, like legitimately. That's way better than anything they did with Hux or Poe or anything. That was so
It's like the first episode of The Boys.
Yeah.
On the street.
It's kind of.
So that's too dark. Never mind.
But that was so good, and the caretakers. There was some stuff there that I knew that was cut out too.
Yeah, actually, some of the deleted scenes, like some of the problems that people have with Luke being like this big prick. One of the deleted scenes was like he just pranks Rey.
Yeah.
Like, he has Rey, like, oh, every year these guys come up on the shore and they raid this village.
Yes, so, like, the caretakers are all women, and they live in this little village outside of the temple. And then Rey sees, like, this band of, like, what she thinks is pirates, like, angry-looking of those things, males coming to take, but it ends up just being a big, giant party. So Rey's running to try to save them, and then, it ends up, like, they're, like, having, like, a rave.
Yeah.
Like, I think they said they had like glow sticks and stuff. They're like, it's pretty much this big giant mating ritual.
And Luke's like egging her on.
Yeah, well, Luke's like, you have to save them. You have to go.
Yeah.
And then he gets her and it's like, we didn't need you.
It was like a prank and he laughs. He's really goofy. I
would have rather had that than Canto Bite.
A little more like Yoda.
Yeah, like I didn't have a problem with Luke being like this bitter, broken man. But like for the people who did, like, that would have been a cool scene to leave in, I think, for them. And it was funny. Yeah.
Dude, the bitter, broken Luke training Rey, where he's like, reach out. And she actually reaches out and he's like,
yeah, tickle.
Feel it? It's the Force.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And I loved his moment with Arto in the Falcon.
Yeah.
When he's like, you don't understand.
That made me cry.
And R2's like, man, I've been here since episode 1. He's also, R2 is like, I hate this fucking island. Because Luke is like, hey, sacred island, watch your language.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
As far as like the end of the movie, felt very Empire Strikes Back, where it's like dark, but there's still hope.
Yeah, they're going to have control over all the major system within weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's like they're at their lowest, darkest point.
Yeah.
But they're still looking out into the sunset, into this galaxy. Like
Luke ends the way he began the hopeful farm boy.
Yeah. And of course, like you said, they create hope and they create a spark and they create a story and the little kids are telling the story and there's more Jedi out there.
Yeah, and the little kid with the broom and the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
I mean, because it just, it makes you think that there is an awakening.
It opens up the galaxy too,
Yeah.
a little bit for me.
And that, like, despite the Jedi, the Sith, what's happening out there, there's still going to be future heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So. And I was that kid. Rian Johnson said, like, I put that in there at the end of the movie because that's me. Yeah. I was that kid with the rake handle, looking at the stars because of what Star Wars did for me. You just watched the most divisive Star Wars movie it's ever been. And I agree. Highest highs, lowest lows.
Yeah.
Not perfect, not bad.
Not bad.
For in a couple moments, absolutely fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I will say, too, a lot of people had the same feeling you had. A lot more people than they do now. It's just on rewatches and stuff that some people are like, you know what, I don't think I like this. Or they hear the people that don't like it and maybe change some opinions and stuff. But you got to hold on to that first viewing. That's why reactions, I feel like, are so important.
Yeah, like our episode 8 reaction, I think we all said it was the greatest Star, might be the greatest Star Wars movie we've ever seen on our first reaction.
Just because of how you felt.
Yeah.
I remember the first thing was like, all right, guys, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, fuck your Snoke theories.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is a lot of people were talking about like Palpatine. They built up so much, but like if you go back in time, the original movies, you don't see him until 5. And you just and it's not even the Emperor. It's like a fucking woman with like a chimpanzee eye.
Yeah.
And then you see him in 6. And what do you know about him? Nothing.
No, like, not until 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and then the books and like 30 years of information and video games. So like, you almost see more of Snoke in totality in the first 2 movies than you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I really love Snoke's performance in this too.
My only problem with Snoke's is why didn't Sidious know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's a questions we have, and
because he's pretty old.
Yeah. I think we need to have him react right now.
He's huge.
I think we need to have him react right now.
So the last things that I had, just really quick. I just love the detail, like having looked at this for a couple times now. When Kylo pulls his lightsaber, his blue lightsaber, and he pulls out and he deflects it from Luke or whatever he does, if you look at it, that is actually Kylo's lightsaber hilt without the sides ripped off with the exhaust things. So like he just took that lightsaber, ripped the crystal out, put the red one in, and it kind of broke. So like his lightsaber has like wires and stuff hanging out, but if you actually fixed it, that's what his lightsaber is in the Jedi. So it's the same one. It was pretty cool. I guess that's pretty much it.
So I have
you mean we had like the visions, the multi-ray, seeing herself, the dark side visions, or
did she have no parents or?
It's not nearly as weird as the Mortis stuff.
Yeah, they aren't really, but they're like what does that mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know, she's a clone.
She came from nothing, or you know what I mean?
Like who was Captain Rex's parents?
Or maybe she see what she needed to see was just she needs herself. Or...
I figured it was more like a hero's journey style thing.
Yeah,
there's always a hero, and there will be a line of heroes until forever.
Yeah.
And you happen to be the hero right now.
Right now. Mm-hmm. And they all rhyme, just like Luke said.
Yep.
That includes the prequels. So, all right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a fantastic discussion. I'm going to go home and have a good time. I'm just happy. I was almost dreading this. Like, oh, please, God, I like the Luke stuff. So, I'm really happy. What happens now? We're going to be watching episode 9 here. You guys are going to watch that review. Rick can be in it.
Yeah.
I can.
You can watch it now.
I can go to the theater this time.
Like, today we did mailbag and you couldn't look at something. So, anyway, yeah. Watch out for that. We're going to be doing commentaries for episode 1, 2, and 3 at some point.
Yep.
So watch out for those. All right, so we'll see you guys for more Star Wars stuff. Stay subscribed to Blind Wave for more.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction with us. We're glad that you're here. If you liked us and you want to support us, go to patreon.com/blindwave. Make sure you like and subscribe. Look below this video. There's a link. You can see some awesome merchandise that we designed. Also, go to blindwave.net. Check out some merch there, and stay tuned for other Blind Wave stuff in the future.